Welcome back to another episode of UC Solutions. Today, we are going to be taking on the cording aspect of reupholstering your sofa from start to finish. Now, if you haven't seen our previous episode about the teardown, what are you guys doing? Go ahead and check out that episode. It's full of great information that will help you out through your project. So go ahead and check that out. In this video, though, we are going to teach you several things about cording. You may not think there's a lot to learn. There is a lot to learn. You can do it right or you can do it wrong. We're going to show you the right way. So we're going to show you the right way to find out how much fabric you're going to need for your cording. A lot of people ask that. They're like, hey, listen, I want to take on this project, but I may not want the cording to be the same fabric as the rest of the sofa or the chair or whatever furniture you're working on. That's fine. We're going to teach you exactly how much fabric you're going to need for your cording. As well, we're going to teach you how to cut your cording. It's very important. If you don't cut it correctly, it's going to snake and it's not going to look very good. We're also going to tell you what type of foot to use. You might be thinking, what? What type of foot? Yes, you should use your right foot, not your left foot. People get that confused all the time. Am I going to get better jokes? Absolutely not. You should always use your cording foot, okay? Now, if you know what your cording foot is, you're way ahead of the curve, so good on you. You're also going to learn how to sew your cording finally and what type of cording to actually use. So keep on watching and yeah, that's it.
By the way, for your cording, okay, or welt, we run it out 54 inches, okay? Mm-hmm. And in fact, let me show you that right now, okay? So that's 1.5 yards. 54 inches is 1.5 yards. Are we going to do anything with this here? We don't need
zipper bands.
Zipper band. Okay, thank you.
That's what we need.
So I can just cut that right in half?
Let's see here. Zipper bands are 46, might as well.
Yeah, so this is 60 here. Then I can show them.
We're not going to get all the zipper bands out of there. Probably just one set.
I'm just going to set this aside right now.
Okay.
Make a couple of different piles. Like, for example, this one here, you're not sure what you're going to do with it. We know we're going to do zipper bands. But then you put those over there,
right,
and start referring to those, because sometimes you're going to find yourself getting really low on fabric, and you know you can save it on the platform.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, let me show you this here. Or you can do the length of it. Watch this. Okay, so it's 55, 56, what did I say before? 54? Yeah. So let's do 56, and your welt should be, we're just going to go right on up, okay? A sofa with back cushions. She doesn't have back cushions. She has throw pillows.
She does.
But if you might have box back cushions, you're going to have a skirt. Welt goes around there, around the arm, around the seat cushions. 1.5 yards is going to be more than enough. You're going to be fine, okay? With that, as far as in case you want to do contrast, because you may, well, I don't want to, I don't want to use the same fabric. I want to buy a separate one. How much should I buy? Get 1.5 yards.
Yes.
Okay. That being said, a chair, just still do 1.5 yards.
Just to be sure, just so they understand, when you're saying 16 or 18, that includes, for a sofa like that, that includes the actual cording amount, correct?
It does. Thank you, Grant. It does. If she had back cushions on here, it could go up as much as 18, 20 with throw pillows. It's not an exact science. Okay, we're just going to whack this all the way down. I'm in that line there, yep. This is how you're going to do your welt, okay? So let's get it done while we're here. Got to be cut on the bias. We're going to roll this down like this.
Yes.
And I chose the length because it's like a perfect triangle there or whatever.
When you fold over itself. It's like folding a napkin or something.
Yes, exactly.
Always come up with weird ones. It's like doing sheets, folding a napkin.
Stuff you never do.
Rolling a towel.
Yeah. Okay, then we're going to roll this over like so. Okay.
Right. So obviously, this is our prime edge right here.
That's our folded.
Exactly. So that's the bias that you want to continue with.
Exactly. So we would take this. I'm just going to show them how to do this, okay?
Yeah.
We got the fold here. Some of them crease better than others. You know that. Okay. We're going to come over 1 inch. Welt is 1.5 inches, okay, at 5 30 seconds welt, okay?
Yes.
We'll go over that later on when I show you how to do the welt, or Grant does. So I'm going to take my tape measure, make sure the creases are together, meaning the bottom one and the top one are lined up, and I lay it down on any number, okay? Sometimes it's hard to use the end. I learned that doing remodeling years ago. So I'm going to lay it down on 2, okay? I'm going to come over to 3/4, all right? And I'm going to come a little bit further back, straighten it up a little bit, putting it on the end there again, 3/4 of an inch.
Okay.
This is pre-made at 1.5 inches.
Right. So we're going to line up to the lines right here.
Exactly. And
I
I'm
am
gonna
good.
mark this. And I'm doing the other side because this is 1.5 inches.
Okay. Now we're going to move it up.
Yes, sir.
Same line. It's a little hard when it comes to the backing of this fabric because it's got these ridges through there.
It does.
So my lines may not look pretty, but they work.
That's fine. Okay, then one more. We're going to go all the way down about right here. These little dinky pieces, don't even mess with them.
No.
I mean, save them in case you find yourself in need of them. Now, we're going to have to do this welt now because when we work on the inside arm, which you will see, we're going to be putting welt on that immediately.
Right,
okay?
and that's the second thing that goes on to the, besides the seat platform. So seat platforms first, then you have the inside arm.
Yes, exactly. So you're going to see this whole thing completed in this video, this whole sofa.
Yeah, look at that, it jumped. Sorry, buddy. That good?
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so now the one you folded in half, when we open it up, it will be 1.5 inches
Right.
or close enough.
That's funny.
Okay, so watch. And then you want to put an arrow on these for a good habit. Some fabrics you can't tell that they are going in different directions, meaning the fabrics themselves or the welt that's been sewn together, you can't tell. But why take chances?
Right.
Let's just go ahead and, right.
Keep the habit.
That's right. So Grant's making the arrow on the up there. I want to make sure I get the right side. Excuse me 1 second.
Yeah,
there.
please.
See here, it was folded like that. So
Top is the bottom one
I
right
think it's
there.
this one right here. Yep, because then you can see your pin mark. Okay. So we're making that up, okay? And we'll show you that at the table. I want to make a few more marks. I want a little bit more welt out of there. And let me show you one more thing when he's done here.
How do you make the mark on the second layer, though?
Exactly.
Too?
So let me cut this one out. You're going to need some good scissors.
Yes.
Watch your fingers, but if you have a hard time cutting through many layers, just simply do this. And it chops right on through it. Okay, the second one, now Grant's marked the top.
Right.
Fold that one back. This one's facing you. It's the third one. Right there. Mark that one that way.
Okay. So, facing this one.
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to keep cutting. We're going to mark out a few more.
Maybe like 2 or 3 more.
Keep cutting. You guys got the marks, and then the next time you're going to see the cording is when we're going to get ready to go to the sewing table and actually sew the cording.
Yes. All right, so that's it.
Great news. We don't have a sponsor, but we do have loyal viewers like yourself. So thank you guys so much for watching these videos. It really does mean a lot to us. We really do appreciate it. If you do like the videos, please do give that little like button a click because it does help out the videos a great deal. And it does help us out too to know that you guys actually like the content. If you want to, subscribe. We're going to come out with more content in the future. And the last thing is, if you want to help out our company, go ahead and check out ucprivatecourses.com. That is our company. We offer foam products. We also offer videos as well. In fact, you can actually get a free video just by signing up for our newsletter if you're interested. Okay? So that's a free video. You could get the free full 8 hours worth of this sofa video for free. Like, that's a good deal. So go ahead and check it out, and that's it. Yeah, so back to the video.
So what we're about to show you now is welt, okay? We showed you how to cut it earlier. For 5 seconds cording, okay? You're going to cut your fabric on the bias at 1.5 inches. Then you're going to use a 1/4 inch zip or cording foot, 1/4 inch cording foot to sew on or sew in the welt. So I'll show you how to join pieces together. Remember earlier we talked about the arrow. That's just so everything has a nice blending look to it rather than casting a shadow against another one. My 2 arrows here. I'm going to step over here at the sewing machine and show you how to do that real quick. This is upholstery welt. It's just basically paper, is all it is, twisted together. It's rolled up reasonably tight in its casing or in its box, and it gets real snaky-like. So take a piece of fabric and pull out those kinks. To join them together, we're going to have a regular sewing foot, a flat one here. This is a welt foot on here right now. I'll take that off temporarily. Put this one on. And I want you to get your stitch length really tight, okay? Because when you join these together, you don't want to see this white cording peeking through because your stitch is too loose. So I'm going to come down a good amount, about 2 on this machine. Is that light good there, Grant?
Yep.
Got my arrow right here. Wrong side. Correct side. Look for the next one. That's not it. Arrow. Okay, again, this is the correct side. This is the correct side. Arrow is in my right hand. We're going to attach these like this so it's a continuous one direction. Take it, turn it where the wrong side is up, and lay it across the correct side like this.
Got it.
We're going to sew from here to here, okay? Don't forget the back stitch because it will unravel on you. Okay, and that's it. Now, if you had another one, I don't need any more, that's why. But if you got to sew a whole bunch of pieces together, this again would be arrow. Okay, it's the wrong side right now. Flip this up to the correct side. Take another one. This would be the correct side. Put that down like this and sew in that corner. And they're connected like sausages are. And you would just simply snip the small amount of thread, because I would just go right up here and do another one, and they're all bunched and linked together. Just cut them all off. That's all you got to do. But since we only need these 2, I'm going to stop right here. Simply cut a 1/2 inch away from the thread there, or the seam allowance rather, and you get to see how nice and tight that is.
Let me zoom in.
You're not going to see any
No,
fabric welting there, no chance.
that's perfect.
Okay, so now, let's just toss that on the table. We need to switch the sewing foot to the cording foot, which is 1/4 of an inch.
Okay, let me zoom in again.
Stamped right there. I don't know if you can see it.
Yep, 1/4 of an inch.
And that fits, once again, 5 seconds welt.
That upholstery welt, correct?
Upholstery welt, yep.
It's also called cord as well.
Yeah, I know, it's hard because I got them both in my head. Welt,
Cording, and then you got piping,
piping.
too.
I hardly use piping, but
Me neither.
cord is what it is. When it's finished, if I have this right, it makes a welt. Or you could say piping. I think welt is the more accurate statement. Okay, so we're going to grab this cord here, put it right in the center, fold it on itself. Let's increase our stitch length because there's no sense in wasting all that thread and time. Back stitch. I like to cut off the excess here. I do bend it just a little bit toward the needle, but sometimes I go too far and run it over, but
When it keeps it nice and tight.
I think it does. And the more you pull, look at this, don't pull, look at this. See how little your seam allowance is gonna be? Look how much I pulled, and look at that. Ridiculous, right?
It goes down to like 1/4 inch.
Right, because it's on the bias. So I'm not really pulling it as much as I'm trying to make it tight by pushing it against the needle.
Also too, sometimes when you pull it, the feed dog underneath that feeds it into the machine will start slipping if you pull it too tight. So you start eating up more thread that way.
Oh, I just ran it over. I'm all right. So here we are at the intersection.
Okay, let me get a good shot of that.
Just fold it down. Don't roll over. Like you can if you want, but it gets kind of lumpy looking. See that?
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't either. And that's why opening it up making it tight is important, because when you open it up, you would see that through there. And I've been there. It's like, what? So I made a rule.
So make the stitch length extremely tight.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just open it up like that and roll it over the best you can. And I'll show you when I'm done here in 1 minute how good it looks here. I'm almost there. See, look at that. It's not bad.
That looks excellent.
Now, it's just emphasis sake. You would see that white, and trust me, you're not going to like it, and the client's going to, what's this?
Mm-hmm.
So I've had to hand sew those clothes before because it wasn't tight enough. All right, little tips like that will save you a lot of time, heartache, and anxiety.
Yes. It'll lengthen your years.
Yeah, save your anxiety for something more serious, right? Isn't that nice? All right, so we'll finish this up and get right back to you.
All right, so now you guys have all the knowledge it takes to make cording, and you're gonna be making so much of it, you won't even know what to do with it. Thankfully, the next episode is gonna tell you exactly what you can do with it. That sounds really rude, doesn't it? But it's not meant to be rude. It's meant to let you know that next week we are going to be handling the seat cushion cover, making that from scratch with the cording that you just made. I'm really excited about this one because personally, we've had a lot of comments from you and we always enjoy getting comments. If you have any questions about this, always leave in the comment section. But we've gotten a lot of comments saying, hey, how do you go ahead and make a seat cushion cover from scratch, because I don't have the seat cushions anymore. And that is complicated. And me with my chicken pecking typing does not do very well with translating how to do that in basic instructions. So it's going to be a lot easier with a visual medium. That's what I'm getting at. So next week, be sure to tune in so you can see how to make cushion covers from scratch just by using the seat platform of your sofa, your chair. It applies to whatever type of furniture that you have. So next week, tune in, and I'll see you next time.